Good morning, everybody. I wanted to share one of my favorite books in celebration of Mud Week. So I hope you got messy and I hope you had fun in the mud. So here's one of my favorite books. It's a Robert Munsch book called Mud Puddle. Are you ready? Here we go. Mud Puddle by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Dusan Patrick. Here we go. Julianne's mother bought her clean new clothes. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned it up the front. Then she walked outside and sat down under the apple tree. Oop, she's putting on her clothes. Oh, that looks like fun sitting underneath the apple tree. Unfortunately, hiding in the apple tree was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting there and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her ears were muddy. Have you ever gotten mud in your ears? Oh my goodness. There's the mud puddle and it jumps on Julianne. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me!" Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her into a tub full of water. She scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes. She even washed out her mouth. Oh man, there's Julianne covered in mud. And she's getting a bath. So Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. Then she looked out the back door. She didn't see a mud puddle anywhere. So she walked outside and sat down in her sandbox. What do you think's gonna happen? Let's see. The sandbox was next to the house. Oh, and hiding on top of the house was what? The mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting down there and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her nose was full of mud. Oh my goodness. Have you ever gotten mud up your nose? I can't even imagine. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me!" Julianne's mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne till she was red all over. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes. She washed out her mouth. She even washed out her nose. Julianne put on a clean new shirt. She buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. And then she had an idea. She reached way back in the closet and got out a big yellow raincoat. Do you have a raincoat? She put it on and walked outside. There was no mud puddle anywhere. So she yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" Nothing happened. She yelled even louder, "Hey, mud puddle!" What do you think's gonna happen? Is a mud puddle gonna get her? Let's see. Julianne was standing in the sunshine in the raincoat, getting very hot. She pulled back her hood and nothing happened. She took off her raincoat. As soon as she took off her raincoat, out from behind the doghouse came the mud puddle. It ran across the yard, grass, and jumped right on Julian, right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Oh, man. Julian ran inside yelling, "Mommy! Mommy! A mud puddle jumped on me!" Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her into a tub of water. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes. She washed out her mouth. She washed out her nose. She even washed out her belly button. Oh my goodness. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on a clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. And then she sat by the back door because she was afraid of going outside. Why was she afraid of going outside? I think she doesn't want to get muddy anymore. If she goes outside, what would happen? The mud puddle would get her again. I can understand why she doesn't want to go outside. But then she had an idea. Look at that. What do you think her idea is? What would you do to make sure the mud puddle didn't get you? Let's find out what Julianne does. She reached up to the sink and took down a bar of smelly yellow soap. She gave it a sniff. She took another bar of smelly yellow soap and gave it a smell. She put the smelly yellow soap in her pockets. Then she ran out into the middle of the backyard and yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" The mud puddle jumped over the fence and ran right toward her. Is it gonna get her? Here comes the mud puddle. What's gonna happen? Oh man, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You do? Are you sure? Okay. Julianne threw a bar of soap right in the middle of the mud puddle. The mud puddle stopped. Julianne threw the other bar of soap right in the middle of the mud puddle, and the puddle went. Look what happened to the mud puddle. It ran across the grass, jumped over the fence, and it never came back. She got the mud puddle. Did it get her that time? Oh, the end. That was a fun story. I hope you get the mud puddle today. I hope you get lots of muddy for Mud Week. So have a great time and have a wonderful time playing in the mud, making mud cakes and mud pies and just getting messy. Have a great time. Bye.